5 potential errors in applying universal out. There are basically 2 ways in which one can misapply the rule universal out: 1 improper substitution, 2 improper application. In the case of improper substitution, the rule is applied to an appropriate formula, namely, a universal, but an error is made in performing the substitution. Refer to the appendix concerning correct and incorrect substitution instances. The following are a few examples of improper substitution. 1 xrxx. To infer rax, rab, rba wrong. 2 xfxgx. To infer flaw gb, fbgc wrong. 3 xfxxgx. To infer fawga, fawxga wrong. In the case of improper application, one attempts to apply the rule to a line that does not have the appropriate form. Universal out, as its name is intended to suggest, applies to universal formulas, not to atomic formulas, or existentials, or negations, or conditionals, or biconditional, or conjunctions, or disjunctions. Recall, in this connection, a very important principle. Inference rules apply exclusively to whole lines, not to pieces of lines. The following are examples of improper application of universal out. 4 xfxxgx. To infer fawxgx wrong. To infer xfxga wrong. To infer fawgb wrong. In each case, the error is the same, specifically, applying universal out to a formula that does not have the appropriate form. Now, the formula in question is not a universal, but is rather a conditional. So the appropriate elimination rule is not universal out, but rather arrow out, which, of course, requires an additional premise. 5 xfx. To infer fa, or fb, or fc wrong. Once again, the error involves applying universal out to a formula that is not a universal. In this case, the formula is a negation. Later, we will have a rule titled universal out designed specifically for formulas of this form. The moral is that you must be able to recognize the major connective of a formula. Is it an atomic formula, a conjunction, a disjunction, a conditional, a biconditional, a negation, a universal, or an existential? Otherwise, you can't apply the rules successfully, and hence you can't construct proper derivations. Of course, sometimes misapplying a rule produces a valid conclusion. Take the following example. 6 xfxxgx. To infer xfxga. To infer xfxgb, etc. All of these inferences correspond to valid arguments. But many arguments are valid. The question, at the moment, is whether the inference is an instance of universal out. These inferences are not. In order to show that xfxga follows from xfxxgx, one must construct a derivation of the conclusion from the premise. In the next section, we examine this particular derivation, as well as a number of others that employ our new tool, universal out.